Welcome back to PillowTaleTime, where quiet moments grow into lasting memories, and even the smallest acts of kindness can change a life. Tonight's story takes us back to the same park, the same old bench near the playground, but this time, someone new is listening. This is The Letter Under the Bench. The park looked the same as always, sunlight filtered through tall trees, the swings creaked gently in the breeze, and the old wooden bench rested quietly beside the playground. Maya and Eli sat together, just like they did every Saturday morning. Maya held her book, her finger marking the page. Eli sketched slowly, his pencil moving like it knew exactly where to go. Neither of them spoke for a while, and that silence felt comfortable. Eli finally smiled and said, "Funny how this bench doesn't feel lonely anymore." Maya nodded. "It used to. But not now." They both looked at it, the scratches, the faded paint, the tiny cracks in the wood. It had heard their laughter, held their secrets, waited patiently for their return. What they didn't know was that it was about to do that for someone else too. Across the park, near the edge of the trees, a young boy stood quietly. He looked around 11 years old, smaller than most of the kids on the playground. He didn't run, he didn't laugh, he just watched. Maya noticed him first. "Do you see that kid?" she whispered. Eli glanced up. "Yeah. He's been there for a while." The boy clutched his backpack tightly, shifting from foot to foot, like he wanted to move, but didn't know where. When other kids ran past him, he stepped back. When laughter grew too loud, he lowered his head. Finally, when the playground began to empty, the boy walked slowly toward the bench. Maya and Eli stood to leave, heading toward the path. As they passed him, Maya offered a gentle smile. The boy froze for a second, then nodded quickly, eyes wide. It was a small moment, but for him, it felt big. Later that afternoon, Maya returned alone. She had forgotten her notebook. The bench was empty now. She sat down, running her fingers along the wood, and felt something tucked underneath, a folded piece of paper. Her heart skipped. Slowly, she opened it. Inside was handwriting, shaky, uneven, but careful. "Hi, I don't know who sits here, but this bench feels safe. I sit here when I don't know where else to go." Maya's breath caught. The letter continued, "I moved here last month. I don't talk much. Kids laugh when I try, so I stopped trying. If you're reading this, thank you for leaving this place warm. It makes it easier to sit here." At the bottom, one small word was written, "Noah." The next morning, Maya showed the letter to Eli. He read it slowly, his expression changing with every line. "That was the kid yesterday," he said softly. Maya nodded. "I think so." Eli stared at the bench. "I know that feeling. Wanting to say something, but not knowing how." Maya pulled out her notebook. "What if we write back?" Eli looked at her, surprised, then smiled. "Yeah. Let's do that." Together, they wrote, "Hi Noah, this bench is yours too. You don't have to talk if you don't want to. You're not invisible here." Eli added a small drawing, a simple sketch of the bench. With 3 shadows sitting on it, they folded the letter and placed it carefully under the bench. Days passed, then a week. Maya checked the bench every time she came. Nothing. She began to worry. "Maybe we scared him," she said one afternoon. Eli shook his head. "Or maybe he's just taking his time." One quiet evening, as the sky turned pink and gold, Maya lifted the edge of the bench again. There was a letter. Her hands trembled as she opened it. "I read your note 3 times. I didn't think anyone would answer." A tear slid down her cheek. "I sat here longer today. I didn't leave right away." At the bottom, a small addition, "Thank you for seeing me." The next Saturday, Noah was there, sitting on the far end of the bench. He stared at the ground. Maya approached slowly, Eli followed. They didn't speak at first, they just Saturday, the bench held them all. After a long moment, Noah whispered, "Hi." Maya smiled. "Hi." Eli held up his sketchbook, "I draw here. You don't have to look." Noah peeked anyway, his eyes widened. "That's really good." Eli grinned. "Thanks." Silence again, but this time it felt different. Noah finally said, "I like this bench." Maya nodded. "So do we." Soon, Noah came every week. Sometimes he talked, sometimes he didn't, and that was okay. He watched Eli draw, listened as Maya read aloud. One day, he brought his own notebook. Inside were words, short poems, unfinished sentences, thoughts he hadn't said out loud. "You don't have to show us," Maya said gently. Noah shook his head, "I want to." The bench wasn't just a place anymore, it was a beginning. As the sun dipped low, Noah stood up. "I won't be here next week," he said quietly. Maya felt her chest tighten. "Oh. My mom says I can come back after. I just have to visit my dad." Eli smiled. "We'll keep the bench warm." Noah hesitated. Then smiled too. Before leaving, he tucked something under the bench. Later, Maya found it, a small note, "I won't forget this place, or the people who sat with me." Sometimes, the bravest thing someone can do, is sit down. And hope they're not alone, a kind word, a shared silence, a place that feels safe. You never know who's watching from the edge, waiting for a reason to believe they belong. So, if you ever find a lonely bench, sit down, you might change a life, without even realizing it. Moral lesson: kindness doesn't have to be loud, sometimes, it's simply making space for someone to sit beside you. Thank you for spending this quiet moment with us. If this story touched your heart, please like the video and subscribe to PillowTaleTime. New cinematic bedtime stories are waiting for you. Until next time, keep the bench warm.